assassination of Asadullah, the Lion of Allah. Hamza's assassin described how he killed Hamza. He said, "I was a slave working to Jubair, whose paternal uncle injured at Badr battle. So when Quraysh marched to Uhud, Jubair said to me, 'If you kill Hamza, the uncle of Muhammad, stealthily, you shall be manumitted.' So I marched with the people to Uhud. He used to describe himself as, 'I am a picaro, good at spearing.' So when the two parties fought, I set out seeking Hamza. I saw him amidst people fighting. He was like a white and black stripped camel, striking severely with his sword, and no one could stand on his way. By Allah, when I was getting ready and trying to seize the fit opportunity to spear him, hiding sometimes behind a tree or a rock, hoping that he might draw nearer and be within range, at that moment I caught sight of Sibah Uzzah going closer towards him. When Hamza observed him, he said, 'Come on, O son of the clitoris cutter,' for his mother used to be a circumciser. Then he struck one strong stroke that could hardly miss his head. Washi said, 'Then I balanced my spear and shook it till I was content with it. When I speared him, and it went down into the stomach and issued out between his legs. He attempted moving towards me, but he was overcome by his wound. I left him there with the spear in his entrails, till he died. Then I came to him, pulled out my spear, and returned to the encampment place. I stayed there and did not go out, for he was the only one I sought. I only killed him to free myself, so as soon as I got back to Mecca, I became a free man, bringing the situation under control. Although the death of Asad, Lion of Allah, and his messenger, Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib was a great loss. The Muslims maintained full control over the whole situation on the battlefield. On that day, Abu Bakr, Umar, all of them fought so fiercely, effectively, and efficiently that they broke the strong will of the idolaters and scattered them, from his wife's lap to sword fighting and sorrows. One of the brave adventures of that day was Hanzala. He was was the very monk that was nicknamed Al-Fasik, the dissolute evildoer. He is the very one that we have recently mentioned. Hanzala, who was newly married, left his wife's bed for al-jihad, fight in the cause of Allah. He set out the moment he heard of the call to al-jihad. When he faced the idolaters on the battlefield, he made his way through their ranks till he reached their leader, Abu Sufyan Sakhr, and had almost killed him, if he had not been ordained to be a martyr, for at that moment he was seen by Shaddad, who struck him to death. The contribution of the archers squad to the battle. The archer squad, of the messenger of Allah, located on the Archer's Mountain, had the upper hand in administering the war activities to go in favor of the Muslim army. The Meccan horsemen, commanded by Khalid bin al-Walid, supported by Abu, had for 3 times attacked the left wing of the Muslim army with the aim of crushing it and then infiltrating into the rear to create a sort of confusion and disorder in the ranks of the Muslims and subsequently inflict heavy defeat on them. But thanks to the dexterity and great efforts of the archers, the 3 assaults were thwarted. War activities went on and on fiercely, with the Muslims in full command of the whole military developments until the idolaters finally staggered and retreated, leaving all motives of alleged pride and affected dignity in oblivion, and their standard trodden by the feet of the fighters, with none ever courageous enough to approach it. It seemed as if the 3,000 idolaters had been fighting 30,000 Muslims, and not merely several hundreds. Ibn said, then Allah sent down his help onto the Muslims and verified his promise to them. They chased the idolaters and evacuated them from their camp. No doubt it was a certain defeat in a version by Abdullah that his father had sent by Allah. I was watching the servants of Hind and her woman friends fleeing with their garments gathered up. No one was there to prevent us from capturing them. In another version by Al-Bara, mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, he said, when we fought them, they fled, and their women could be seen fleeing in the mountains with their anklets and legs revealed. The Muslims pursued the enemies, putting them to sword and collecting the spoils. The archers' fatal mistake, while the small army of Islam were recording the second absolute and clear victory over the Meccans, which was no less in splendor and glory than the first one at Badr. The majority of the archers on the mountainside committed a fatal mistake that turned the whole situation upside down and constituted a source of heavy losses amongst the Muslims. It has almost brought about the murder of the Prophet, and left a very bad impression on the fame and dignity they deservedly earned at Badr battle. We have already spoken about the positive orders given to the archers to hold on to their position, whatever the course of the main engagement. In spite of those strict orders and their leaders, Abdullah bin Jubair warning, 40 archers deserted their posts, enticed by the too soon roar of victory, as well as worldly avarice for the spoils of war. The others, however, 9 in number, and Abdullah, their leader, decided to abide by the Prophet's order and stay where they were until they were given leave or killed to the last. Consequently, the cleft was left inadequately defended.